more like it's almost like a debate / discussion about
Right.
points.
Right.
And here it's more like we discuss things. Have you
It's
noticed that?
friendly. Yeah, it's friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems friendlier to me.
Yeah.
Does that seem friendlier to you, or that seems more?
No, it's just different.
It's different.
Yeah.
I like standing up. I like the backside attack
Vic Sabe.
at backside attack.
Yeah.
I kind of like the stand up bullshittery that goes on here. Oh yeah. The warmth.
Yeah.
More than I like the face to face Hannity, and who's the other schmuck that he had there for a little bit? That's the little nerdy bow tie dude who Hannity is always like, "You're an idiot." He's like, "No, I'm conservative. I'm not conservative. I'm a liberal." He's like, "I'm a conservative, but you're a dummy."
Oh,
It was like Hannity and Henshaw or something. Like they had a little show there. Not that.
Oh, you mean Crossfire?
No, not Crossfire. Crossfire is a good one.
Oh, because Crossfire was the bow tie. I thought that was like when you're talking about what's his face?
Hannity had a nerd he used to be with, like a real dumpy little turd who'd stand with him or sit with him at a desk, and then Hannity would be like something conservative, something.
And the other guy would be Democrat.
Yeah, another guy would be like Democrat, but
Wasn't
he'd be more like
Democrat. Wasn't that Crossfire?
Was it Crossfire?
Yeah, with what's his face? The guy who's on Fox now. The guy who runs Fox, basically. He's the lead guy. Who's
Howard Cosell?
No. Who's the number one commentator on Fox?
It's got to be Hannity.
No, it's besides Hannity.
Tucker.
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson?
Where it goes Tucker and that other guy. So remember, like, and then they had Jon Stewart on, and then it was that Tucker Carlson.
That was one thing.
Yeah. So I remember Jon Stewart basically ended that show.
Yeah. Well, Jon Stewart kind of annihilated him like mid conversation.
Yeah, exactly. He said, "I'm not going to be your monkey."
Right.
And so, and then next thing you know, next episode was this is our last episode.
So the ratings are down.
Yeah.
No, not that one. There's one more though. It was like Hannity and Holmes or something where it was like
Could have been, yeah.
Or Hannity had a nerd who was just disgusting. I'm not saying that's us. I'm just saying that like this feels more like a like two guys talking shit to a camera instead of like two guys trying to fool each other into thinking I'm as smart as I think I am.
Yeah, because this was more like discussion / debate.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we can do those again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We can definitely do the at the table. We'll wear like those caps that say press in them. Those hats that say press. Like ugly brown suits are kind of disheveled.
Yeah.
Like Clark Kent.
Yeah, and be like, I don't agree.
I
don't agree at all.
I do not agree.
Yeah.
With your perspective.
Yeah, I think that's
it's
under balderdash.
Balderdash.
Yeah.
Very NPR. I think that's why I moved away from that to this, because like everybody's doing one of those. Everybody's doing the sit down with the microphones, and the mics had nice little arms on them.
Yeah.
And then we got this guy here, and now I know how to edit audio really well. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna stand up here and talk some shit to a cam.
Yeah,
it's like a really bad OnlyFans.
I didn't know that that you could edit audio with your video in, like, I guess like DaVinci. They said like the strengths of DaVinci was that it mixes audio better than Final Cut. I was reading
Balderdash.
No, I was just reading review. I was just reading review like this.
It does have very strong tools.
Yeah,
DaVinci is a very like if you pay for the full version of DaVinci,
it's the same cost as Final Cut.
About as Final Cut.
They're both $3.99.
Yeah, but it is also a very studio powerful tool.
Yeah, that's
Final
true.
Cut is a little bit more.
It's more user friendly, right?
It's very user friendly. It's very run and gun in a sense.
Yeah.
Like once you learn how to do in Final Cut, like once you learn how to do your workflow in Final Cut,
yeah,
it is very quick and very user friendly. Whereas DaVinci is definitely more, I would say, more professional for sure.
Yeah.
And I think used by more professionals than Final Cut is. Whereas I really enjoy Final Cut. I like Final Cut quite a bit.
That's great.
I mean, I have paid the money for it. So, I mean, they haven't paid me to say Final Cut good, DaVinci boo. Like, it hasn't been one of those things, but, like, I really like Final Cut.
Yeah.
And the audio is as good if you're not a complete chump when you do your setup. But there are more tools in Resolve. We're getting so nerdy here. There are more tools in Resolve that if you don't have great audio to begin with, to make that poor audio sound great.
Which one has more color correction or better color correction?
They're both very similar, but as far as like really like hardcore fine tuning, like real fine tuning, I would say DaVinci probably has better like overall tuning. And then obviously Final Cut guys who have great workflow in Final Cut can make it look as good. Like, and that's why I like it. Like I really understand it quite well, so I can get in there and do it. I don't, as great as DaVinci is, I don't like working with the nodes and all the other crap they have in there.
That's great.
But it is really tight if you're in it.
No judgment on this side.
You should judge on this side.
Yeah.
Are you but you are fully Team DaVinci.
No. I will probably end up getting Final Cut.
The old FCP.
Yeah. Well, I have a Mac, so I might as well just go all in.
I got a Mac.
Yeah.
So I might as well go all in on the Mac stuff. Might as well be a full shell for the max.
Yeah. It's my MacBook is actually littered with like it's almost half the storage is almost halfway full of just music stuff. Software
that's
and
good, man.
software and music plugins and
You've got like
samples.
2 terabytes in there.
I have about including my I have about almost a terabyte full of that stuff. It's just including what's on my solid state out, my external. So yeah, there's a lot.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, I know.
I
Went all in.
I can't do it. I can't do that. Like I try very hard to like. I mean, I've got Final Cut on there, and then as far as music stuff goes, I don't do a whole lot of outside of GarageBand.
Yep.
I don't fuck around a whole lot with music stuff on the actual laptop. But just with that, like sometimes you end up looking at your library and you're like, oh my god, why is it 900 gigs. 900 gigs of just bullshit on here, and then you got to go through and like edit it all down. I try so hard to keep that thin.
Me too. Oh, yeah, I'm doing a audit on the on the storage and just be like,
Right.
what don't I need? I'm like, just get rid of this. I'm like, I'm not gonna remember this. These pictures, get rid of it. Whatever. So
It's the way to go.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at getting another hard drive, like an external hard drive, and then packing the shit that I'm like, oh, this should all go in an external hard drive. Pack it all in there. It's all great. And then like I'll keep that hard drive. Next thing you know, I got 14 terabytes of things I don't need.
yeah,
Now I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get another hard drive. And I gotta edit this down. And they just got these like Western Digital drives, and it's not even a RAID
Yeah.
or an NAS. It's just sitting there on my shelf.
Yeah.
Like multiple hard drives, just like bullshit on them.
yeah. I just use I think I have a 2 terabyte a Samsung one SSD that I just got, and then I got just a lacy like 256 or 256 that Porsche one, whatever they're called.
Yep.
And then I have like the 2 terabytes on my PC, which is like my main storage, so I can just I can edit from there, so I can transfer between the two.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and then whatever's on my Mac. So
Right.
yeah,
I mean, if you're not going to build an actual like an array, like a RAID or like a
Yeah.
or have like network attached storage, if you're not going to do that kind of stuff,
yeah, exactly.
just having decent hard drives around you and just like maintaining your libraries,
yeah,
getting rid of them. Because we're not. I mean, well, you aren't doing like commercial work
yeah.
where you've got to keep this shit on.
I mean, no, I'm not.
yeah, in case the client, no, you're not, right? Where if a client calls you after like 5 years, like I need my videos,
Yeah,
like oh my god,
I gave them to you.
I gave them to you. Buy a thumb drive, you hack.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
be better managing your own shit.
Exactly, I gave it to you. Contract's done.
Right? It's
Yeah.
over. I used to do that. I still do that to an extent. There are clients out there where I'll be like, I'm just going to I'm deleting everything. You've got what you need.
Yeah.
If you can't keep it.
If you can't find the thumb drive, that's your problem.
That's a you problem, not a me
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
Buy a
I'm
hard
done.
drive, dummy.
Yeah, you were 5 years ago.
Right? But there are lots that I keep because I know there are like legacy clients that are very good at maintaining their own libraries.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like I kind of use that footage a lot on my own. I've got it hanging around because it was good stuff and I cared more. Not that you shouldn't care about all your jobs, but you do care about more than others.
I think most of the stuff that I keep is more so for practice. Like if I shoot anything raw, I'm like, I'm gonna keep that just so I can like fool around with it, practice
Right.
like my coloring skills or editing skills, whatever it is, just like stuff I can just use and just like screw around with it and just like and just just footage you can just like practice with. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Stuff you can just screw around with.
yeah.
So there's going to be a few, we're talking about changes. We're talking about changes in the way we're doing things here. I was going to rub my hands together, but I realized they're very close to the mic, and my hands are sandpaper.
Why don't you from now on just do the roper?
This thing?
Yeah, like
I,
there's gonna be
again,
changes.
I don't know. I've always done the Homer Simpson thing. I've always, every now and then, pulled one of those out.
I always do the Mr. Roper.
The Roper?
Like, oh my god.
Oh my God. Great TV show. And kind of actually, like, funny enough, in line with what I'm gonna bring up to you right now. So, there's a segment we're gonna do, you and me are gonna do,
Okay.
and there's a segment that myself and Justin are gonna do,
Okay.
the neighbor, because he wants to get in on doing some fun stuff online. So
I-
let's do it here.
I'm totally against it, but let's hear it.
Absolutely hate him.
Yeah.
You don't like him at all. You got into a couple of fist fights already.
Yeah.
So you and me
I met him once and I can't stand that guy.
can't stand that guy. Wonderful human being.
He's a bad seed.
He's a
Terrible
bad seed.
Yeah.
Terrible seed. What's that? That's
He's a
Costanza.
bad, yeah, he's a Costanza.
Bad seed.
Yeah,
Terrible
he's
seed.
He's a total Costanza.
He's total
He's
Costanza.
poisoning my crew.
So the two of us are going to do this thing, you and me. We're going to call it either we'll have a name for it. I've got something in mind of like future past or retro futurism, whatever it is.
Okay.
We're going to start looking at sci-fi movies from the past. Nothing new.
Yep.
Because there's a huge library out there, from Metropolis all the way up to like Back to the Future, even out of Blade Runner. There's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah.
And we're gonna try and look maybe for more of the like garbage out there.
Oh fuck! I'm totally in for that.
We're gonna look for more trash.
I love sci-fi trash.
Sci-fi trash is great,
It's
right?
the best.
Robot jocks.
Robot
like
jocks,
robot
yeah.
jocks. We're gonna do more of like the
All
robot
the Mad Max
jocks, like,
ripoffs, like
all the Mad Max ripoffs. Death Race.
yeah,
Stallone.
yeah,
In Death Race. We're gonna
yeah.
do more of that kind of stuff. And we're gonna do like
Maximum
a look
Overdrive.
back. Maximum Overdrive. Trucks. We'll do trucks.
Yeah.
And we'll look at all those old movies and do like little 20-minute reviews now. So every like maybe like every month we'll do 2 or 1, whatever it is.
Okay.
We'll watch them on our own, watch them together. What do we got to do?
I say we
Sneeze
watch them
coming.
together and make notes.
Oh, that was a sneeze.
Oh,
So-
sorry. No, you know what? Remember when I had bad allergies?
Oh, that was terrible.
I am not one to judge.
Well, we edited that out.
Yeah.
That's not here anymore.
Blah.
It's gone. You people didn't hear that. So we're going to do these little things, and they'll only be on YouTube. And then myself and Justin are going to watch schlock B movies. Just like absolute horseshit B movies.
Do you need a guide for that?
Oh, if you have...
I have a book for that.
yeah, if you have a book or a guide or like anything out there that you think is going to be...
I'll
like,
give that to
handy
you.
for
You guys can
So we'll do that.
go through that. Yeah.
And that will also be like a YouTube only thing.
Okay.
But I think like it kind of suits, like he loves B movies that are like not, like last night we watched Mario Brothers, the original, the 1993.
Okay. Do you have
just for fun, and it was horrible.
Did you have Amazon? Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do.
Oh, everything's on there.
There's so much on
Yeah,
there.
there's so much garbage.
But like between the three of us, we've got so much access to like garbage that we can probably build like good libraries.
I love bad movies.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start doing those just for YouTube because I mean, there's like, it's fun to watch new movies and talk about them, but there is so much great trash out there, and I've always been an advocate for like things like what was it, Lake Placid. How, like Lake Placid.
You love Lake Placid.
I'm a firm believer.
Yeah.
Lake Placid is not only an excellent movie, but it is a secret remake of Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
I've always said that. So I was bringing that up, and then we talked about Mario, and started watching Mario, and all this kind of crap, right? But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring those in because I think there is so much great crap out there. That
Yeah,
we're just
there's,
not digging into.
Yeah, it's like our own Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Right. I mean, we won't be nearly as funny.
No,
But
no. I think we'll be way funnier.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe we won't be as funny. We'll be funnier.
Yeah,
That's a guarantee to you.
guarantee that we'll be funnier.
Guarantee we'll
Because
be
the
hilarious.
critique will be completely R-rated, or we can just be like as grotesque as we want.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you want to say about whatever crap that you're watching out there, we'll just say it here.
Yeah.
But the fun part is, like, a lot of these movies we haven't seen in forever.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think going back and revisiting those garbage movies, like I used to go down to the video store, the one like way by Fountain Lake over there,
Yep.
and they had a corner, and that corner was just garbage. Like there was all their new
was
releases in the
labeled
front.
garbage.
It might as well have been labeled garbage. But it had like you had the front of the store that had new releases.
Yeah.
They had the bestsellers, and they had the racks that had all the good stuff. And the guy usually stood there so he wouldn't steal those. But if you just went around the corner, like it wasn't like even the nudie section or the adult section.
Yeah.
Like that was in the front, 'cause I'm pretty sure he's eyeballing that, so nobody stole that. But he had a corner there that was just like the worst of the worst. It was like Willard. Or
Oh,
Ben.
Willard,
Like, I mean,
yeah.
all the movies that you thought, like, you never really thought to look at. Robot Chalks would be in there.
Leonard
Like,
6.
Yeah, Leonard 6.
Yeah.
Leonard Part 6. So those would be in there. Mad
Oh.
Mel. Like,
Yeah.
Those, like, really garbage movies.
I don't. Yeah, because I think we should review movies that are bad but not popular.
Right.
Like they're not
that's the
famous.
goal.
They're not famous. Like you don't want to. Like I don't want to watch like. I've seen all the Ed Wood movies. There's no point in watching those. But like I reviewed those because you can just watch Ed Wood, but which is one of my favorite movies. But like there's but yeah, like there's movies that are bad just for the sake that they're bad and be like, or ones that we watched and be like, hey, these aren't popular, but I love watching this because
Right.
it brings back memories of shittiness,
Yeah, for sure, right?
wasted money. Like
Oh, dude, those are some of the best. Like, what were those Barbarian twins?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
After you watch Conan the Barbarian, and then you were like, Barbarian twins, and you watch those, like, why is this awful?
just trying to capitalize on the market.
Yeah, the sword and sandals genre had this like boom of just shit in the middle there for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like if you weren't Stallone or Lou Ferrigno, then it was gonna be garbage.
Oh yeah.
And even Lou Ferrigno, or not Stallone, sorry, Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But even like the Lou Ferrigno ones were kind of garbage.
Oh yeah, for
His
sure.
Hercules movies
Yeah,
are kind of shit as well.
Wasteland Part 1, 2, and 3 and 4.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen so much shit. Like it's amazing. Like I went through my period when I was young where I was just watching the greatest 80s movies. And then I was like, you know what? We go to a video station, like myself, Sandy, and the boys when we were young. We're like, let's just try this out. The cover looks unreal.
Yep.
The cover is half the budget.
And
And you you just watch the movie and you're like, this is absolute garbage. But it just like when you watch garbage together with your brothers, like what we'll do, it's just so much fun.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this was kind of like the idea from last night We just wanted to see if we remembered Mario Brothers. Because I know I'd seen it years ago, and he's like Justin's a lot younger than we are. So for him, he had watched it as a little kid, like in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So for us to watch it again and have this warped reality of what it was, like this warped idea of what it was.
Yeah.
You know, warped reality. Mario.
Yeah,
warp,
in the tubes.
in the tubes. And then watching it again and realizing it was so much worse than either of us remembered.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, some shows, like some movies, even shows, do not like have the rewatchability, I'll say, of like, you know, you're like, okay, you're like, I love this when I was a kid. Then you try to watch it again, you're like, this is awful. Like I can't watch it. Even the stuff that you loved when you were a kid, like let's say I don't know, like Transformers, for example, the cartoon, okay? Legendary.
Right.
Okay? Try watching seasons 1 and 2. I dare you, as an adult. I'm a huge Transformers fan. I cannot watch those.
Yeah, and you are about the biggest Transformers fan I know. As far as like storyline, lore, all the writers of the episodes.
Maybe knowledge-wise, I'm up there.
I would say so.
Yeah, but and history-wise, but Generation 1 is like, if you're a fan, you watch Generation 1, right? But I can't watch Generation 1 again because it's just like, I want to kick the shit out of Spike.
He's so irritating.
Yeah, he always needs rescuing. And
not just rescuing, but like he's always wailing.
He's whining.
Whining and wailing to get rescued.
Like, yeah, just shut up, get out of here. And so and his dad, like, I just loved it when the humans were like when they were mentally taken over by Megatron.
Oh yeah.
And I remember like I send that GIF all the time out when his dad has a huge like wrench and he's smacking it Bumblebee over the head with it. This is a GIF, I'll show it to you, but it's like I send that out all the time.
I mean, there is a schlockiness to those first
it's so bad. Like,
seasons.
See, seasons 3 and 4, great.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Season 4, especially the Headmasters.
Oh, for sure.
It was great.
Like the movie, once a movie pops around.
Yeah, once the movie pops around, then it changes everything. Optimus Prime had to die.
Optimus Prime had to die for the show to get better. Optimus Prime had to die for the toys to get better.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden there was like a jump in the quality of the toys as well.
Yeah, like first-hand experience. Look at this, the 6-shot.
Oh yeah, phenomenal toy.
Best Transformer ever.
I mean, a Transformer that turns into 6 individual toys.
Yeah.
Like 6 individual forms that are all its own toy.
Yeah, I think
do their own thing.
Yeah, because I think the fact that you appreciate more of the stories when they're off, when they go to these other planets, and then when it comes back to Earth, you appreciate it more in the Transformers cartoons. That's very nerdy, but like when they would go to another planet, you're like, hey, who cares about these species, right?
Right.
But the storylines would just get so much more like, because they would focus on the individual Transformers rather than like the battle between the different between the Autobots and Decepticons.
Right.
Like there was that one episode that's famous. It's called Web World. Do you remember that one?
I don't remember the title, but what happens?
Okay, so the Web World is like Decepticons are getting so sick and tired of Galvatron that they're sick and tired of, like, you know what? They're like telling Cyclonus, like, you know what? You have to do something with Galvatron or we will, because all he keeps doing is kicking our asses, yelling at us, beating us up. So Cyclonus takes them. So Quintesson says you have to take him to this planet, which is called, basically it's a web world. Torculon, I think, is the name of the planet. I can't believe it.
Great name for like a sci-fi show.
Yeah, so basically all the planet it's a psychiatry planet.
Oh.
And they trap him there, and they try all these things to fix his brain, because his brain got damaged when Rodimus threw him out of Unicron.
Unicron, yeah.
And so he was in that plasma pool at the beginning of season 3. So what happens is that I can't believe I know all this. So
I love it.
Yeah, and so they try all these like psychological. It's like he's seeing a psychiatrist at every stage. They're like, yeah, we have to try this different treatment. This one's not working. This treatment's not working. He's making a weapon out of everything, and he's trying to shoot the place up. So they're like, okay, fine. Next thing you know, they try to, at the end, they're like, you know what? We're gonna have to plug his brain into the computer, because the whole planet is basically a computer. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna plug him in there, and then Cyclonus is like, that's gonna erase who he is. Good. And he's like, that's the plan. He goes, we have no other alternative. And so the planet, they plant him into the planet, and then his psychoticness poisons the planet, and the planet starts tearing itself apart. That's how crazy he is. Yeah. And I was like, I'm like, this episode's unreal. I love this. And so it's because it's so out of there. And Galvatron his lines in that episode are so funny. The way he talks, like there was one episode in that episode that he's like sitting there and he's like, goes, what kind of treatment is this? Goes, sometimes just putting things together, making a thing is like, it helps to like accelerate the mind, right? So what does he do? He makes a gun, he starts shooting, he's like, let me out of here.
I love how wild, like the concept too. It's like it's fairly realistic, right? Like he's not all there. Like he's clearly like deteriorated mentally. So they want to know.
Oh yeah,
what
he's totally yeah.
So like you would do for somebody who's got a deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
You put him into a little room and he sits there and he builds stuff with his hands.
Yeah.
And like he's trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, it's a fucking gun and he just like rattles off some rounds.
And the way he's building it, they even show him. He's like,
all childlike.
He's like, let me out of here! And he starts just blasting away. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Full psycho. Transformers, man. Like there were like the later episodes were better.
They were better,
but they were as bad as it was. It was still better than like GI Joe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like all those little like the garbage.
Oh
shows.
yeah, if you reverse time,
right,
and go back there, and we could appreciate it as adults, we'd be like, I am not watching GI Joe. I'm going to watch Transformers. Yeah,
but top of the heap as far as storytelling goes, storylines go, like morals. He-Man's the king.
Yeah,
like He-Man's the king. Like it seems like you had every episode had some like at least attempt.
I learned something from that show.
You'll learn something. They at least an attempt to like the Grandmere episode.
Yeah,
you want Grandmere wants them like, hey, you don't want to save Man-at-Arms? Mm-hmm. Well, you got to go murder that gigantic wise tree.
Yeah,
like roll down to the middle of the enchanted forest and kill that old ass tree. And when you bring me his like bark heart, I'll give you the stuff to save Man-at-Arms.
Yeah,
and He-Man's talking to the tree, and the tree's like so wise and kind. He's like, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. He's a sentient being, number one.
Yeah.
He's super nice. He's a living smart guy. He's making everything else smart in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to Grandmere, he's like, find another way, dude. Well, that was the right choice.
Yeah.
He didn't do it, so now here's the stuff that's going to save Man-at-Arms.
Yeah.
Every episode at least tried to do that. I know they were just selling toys. And there's that whole, like, the law and the He-Man law about, you know, how long an ad can be and all that kind of crap that happens all the time. But at least that show tried.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, hey, give me 1 second. We have a guest who's picking up some dirt because I'm a bit of a botanist. So the old we're just talking about him, Justin needs to pick some dirt up. So I'll have to let him know. I'll probably cut all of this out.
Okay, I see a thumbs up.
Where were we? We were at Transformers and He-Man.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that. Okay, here's the thing with certain cartoons. Okay, certain cartoons follow a certain pattern. Okay, either they start strong, end off, and then they tail into like mediocrity. Mm-hmm. Then there's ones that are bad, or like they start out like whatever they're whatever, but they end off strong, or ones that are just good all the time.
Right.
The whole thing is great,
consistent all the way through.
Okay, so number one, which episode, which cartoons do you think were name me a couple that were start off strong and end off bad when you were growing up?
When we were growing up,
yeah.
Oh man, start off strong and ends up bad. Jeez,
not bad. We're just like, man, it's just like it's like stop making them already.
It's tough as a kid, right? Because like the only one that I can think of consistently that went still on is The Simpsons. The Simpsons started off so strong. The first 10 seasons.
No, I like when you were a kid.
Well, we were kids.
Yeah.
88, 89, 89, 90.
But we still watched when we were adults.
Yeah, we did. But I mean, they were better when we were kids. They're terrible now.
Think about 80s cartoons.
Maybe, like Centurions. Centurions is great when you're a kid because it's awesome, but you go back to it, it's terrible.
Okay, so did that series, was it good all the way through?
No. The beginning was great and the ending was awful.
Okay.
I mean, well, it got to the point you just didn't watch it anymore.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
There wasn't that many seasons of it either, right?
Like maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Brave Star. I remember when it first came out, like Brave Star was this cool idea and then it went right to crap. That 80s Superman cartoon, the Ruby Spears Superman.
Oh, yeah.
That was really good and it went to crap.
You know what?
Super Friends?
Super Friends, yeah.
Started very strong and went to crap.
You know which one was good all the way through? Saber Rider and Star Sheriffs.
Oh, that was really good all the way through.
Yeah, because there was a cohesive storyline throughout the entire cartoon.
The whole
and
thing.
It ended off with a bang. Yeah.
No, that was really solid too.
The death of Jesse Blue.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I always forget about Saber Riders because that's one of those ones I watched like even like later on, like when there were still episodes.
It's still good. Like you can watch it, it's still good.
Yeah, Saber Riders is ridiculously good.
Yeah,
but that was rare, right? What was the one that I always thought was really good too? What was the dude with the sword, and he had the big, it was like a weird He-Man type thing, and he had like a Sasquatch type sidekick, and the one girl's with him. He had the sword that had like the little blades on the bottom. I can never remember the name of this thing. It was another
it wasn't Thundercats.
No, it wasn't Thundercats. Thundercats is pretty good too. Started strong, ended kind of like on the weekend. It was I want to say it was the same guys who used to make all those the Marty the Crofts, the Crofts card. Those guys, Sid and Marty Krofft. They had like a whole series of like gigantic caveman, not caveman, but like scary Five Nights at Freddy's type. The Banana Splits gang. Like they had all those live action shows. And they also had these cartoons. I want to say that's who it was. I think I'm fucking it up.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But it was a character who had like a sword like He-Man did. And he had like a little sidekick that was like a big monkey kind of guy. And he was like a Tila type character. They had like comic relief. Sean Galloway's an artist on Instagram. He's like a cartoonist, comic book illustrator.
Yeah.
And he's done a ton of illustrations of that guy.
Oh,
I can
okay.
never remember the name of the character. But that was one that as a kid was like consistently good.
Okay.
It was always kind of cool. I think it only had maybe like 12 or 13 episodes. But they were all good episodes.
Oh, what about Thundercats?
We just said that.
No, not Thundercats.
Just said it.
No, not Thundercats. What's that one Japanese anime that it used to be like a stop motion like show, but then turned to a Japanese animated cartoon?
You mean Thunderbirds?
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds was like wildly fun. There's marionettes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really. There were a lot of them from the 70s, man, that we kind of grew up with by default. As we were kids, we just kind of grew into them.
Yeah.
Because our older siblings or our older cousins were into them. They had all the toys.
Yeah, I think another one would be start off strong but ended off weak was Mask.
Yeah, I just mentioned. Mask.
Mask.
Strong start.
I guess Ninja Turtles you could throw in there too. Start off strong, ended off like you're like, okay, this is enough already.
I think Ninja Turtles got weak because the budgets got big and the talent left.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the talent just moved on to better things.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think those ones. Okay, what about this? Let me know what you think of this. I'm not sure if like a lot of people say like there's a point where it went like there's an argument that there's a point where the series kind of like just went off the rails. I personally think that the series was good throughout. Okay, and I think you might agree that it's probably one of the best animated series ever. Batman the animated series.
Oh, through and through, all the way through.
All the way through?
All the way through is good. It's good right to the Batman Beyond. It's good right to the end of Justice League Unlimited.
I agree. Yeah.
Superman, Batman, the DCAU, that little chunk that starts with Batman in 80 or 91, I think, right? Mm-hmm. It starts in 91 and then goes all the way up to the mid 2000s, or I mean the mid 90s at Superman. When he shows up, they change the animated style for Batman.
Yeah.
And then that goes right into Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah.
That whole chunk is brilliant from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. Beginning to end. And it's got storylines that tie into each other from beginning to end. Threads that go all the way through. Okay,
so what about these two? 1994 Spider-Man and X-Men.
Terrible. They're awful.
You hate I know. Forget Spider-Man.
Yeah.
X-Men.
X-Men stories are great. Mm-hmm. The animation is good.
Animation kind of slips between like episodes. Sometimes later on the animation wasn't that great.
Like that whole death of Professor X.
No,
the animation in that one.
Not to death. Yeah, the animation in that one was bad.
Was really bad.
Yeah, but he didn't die.
Yeah, he doesn't die, but they think
we don't know. Yeah, but we're gonna find out.
There's a sequel series.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
X-Men 97, right?
Yep.
Yeah, something like that. I hated them. I hated them when they were coming out. I started to appreciate the X-Men one more when it was in reruns on Fox there.
Yeah.
Like in the late 2000s or like 2003, 2004. Fox had that little animation section.
Yeah.
Or animation segment
in
the afternoons, and they would run that on there. Mm-hmm. I started watching it then. I didn't hate it as much.
Okay.
But Spider-Man, I thought Spider-Man is awful. Like the animation is bad. The stories are bad. Like there's nothing redeeming about that.
Okay, so let's say if you had the voice actor of Spider-Man here right now, what would you say to him?
He did a good job.
Really?
The voice acting wasn't awful.
I hated his voice.
It wasn't terrible.
Because he was just he was so overacting it.
Well, I think they kind of had to, right?
Yeah,
I mean that was like was par for the course.
Yeah, remember Shocker when he had the black suit on?
Shocker, pretty awful.
Yeah, I turned.
But he was.
I'm like.
He was affected by the symbiote, right?
Yeah, but doesn't make you like. It doesn't like increase your douchiness or whatever. So,
but I mean, I can understand why he sounds the way he does, which is why I can't bash it, right?
I can touch.
If you watch that cartoon, I'm going to show you something later on because I've got it here right now.
You can't run away from me.
It's awful. Like it's not good. But
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. There are times when they blink and their eyes move. Like their eyes go up and down with the animation of the eyelids.
Yeah.
I mean, one eye is completely looking at something else entirely, and the other one's looking at J. Jonah Jameson. Mm-hmm. It's just bad animation. Mm-hmm. It's not by any means good.
What about Secret Wars? Remember that episodes about Secret Wars?
Yeah, they were all right, I guess. I think, were we just more surprised because there were so many characters on the screen?
Was that a good thing though?
Maybe, I guess. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it was. It was, we were like,
I think
I guess fulfilled.
I guess the only thing, the one thing I really liked about it is like I think that was a redo of like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, where they brought in like
Could be.
a bunch of like other characters in like Doctor Doom, Captain America,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I think that's what I appreciated about it. It actually brought in a lot of the characters, and it followed some of the real comic storylines.
It did. And
Yeah.
I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that. Could have been executed better or written better, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like better animation. I would like better execution in general. Better, maybe better writing for like the dialogue.
Yeah.
But as far as the actual attempt, the plotting was good.
Mm-hmm.
The attempt at getting all those characters in there was good.
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they're supposed to look.
Oh yeah, like Kingpin looked great.
Right.
Yeah.
They all looked really good. But you just like when they start moving around, it's just not great.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of
I was
there's
never
a
a
lot,
fan
yeah.
of that.
There was never there's very few like really long extended scenes. Everything's just cut.
And that's my problem with
Yeah.
that with the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man cartoon feels like he's on the Empire State Building and he sees the lizard and then he jumps and next thing you know they're in the river.
They're in the river. Yeah.
It's like, and then they're in the river, and then there's a guitar riff, and next thing you know, he throws them, and then they're like on a subway. Just like every scene just cuts and cuts and cuts and cuts. I just felt like as far as like a cohesive storytelling, it just didn't have it. It just wasn't there.
That's okay.
And that bummed me out. I know
Yeah.
it's okay. That's my beef. It's not like I'm bashing it that hard.
No, it's okay.
It's just my own problem.
It's good to know that that's where you stand.
It's where I stand.
Yeah.
It's the hill that I'm
You're
going
gonna
to die
die
on.
on. I was just about to say that.
Hill
Yeah.
I'm going to die on. It's a good hill though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really appreciate. I do appreciate animation more now, but the reason I think I hate the Spider-Man stuff as much as I do is because Batman and Superman were doing such a better job of it at the same time.
Oh, I think yeah. Animation wise, DC is king.
DC's the king.
Yeah.
Even their stuff that wasn't like DCAU animation, like the Death of Superman was good. The Dark Side Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Oh yeah, that was crazy.
The Batman Superman Apocalypse with the Supergirl there. It's got maybe the best voice acting from Kevin Conroy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the way when he's talking to Darkseid about the virus he's gonna let out and the fire pits thing, the way he enunciates, like Darkseid is a god.
Yeah.
And then all Batman wants is for him to leave Supergirl alone.
Yeah.
But the way he kind of like enunciates to him, like, I will release it all. Like, you have no idea. I will fucking burn this place to the ground.
I just watched that the other day too.
Ah, dude, it's so good. Like,
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy, like losing a legend, man. Like a masterclass voice actor.
Yeah.
Maybe the best of all time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would say he's probably the
He's
best
up there with
voice
like
actor
Fritz
of all time.
Freeling.
Well, Fritz Freeling was the director.
Well, no, sorry.
Mel Blanc was
Mel
the-
Blanc. Sorry, yeah. Sorry.
I nerded out. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me pulling a.
But no, I should
full
have known better. But yeah, like I said, but he is that legendary.
He's legend. Yeah, you know what, Mel Blanc, as far as like full on talent goes, like I mean, being able to jump from like character to character within within scenes,
within scenes,
right?
yeah.
Really like tight stuff.
Yeah.
And Bugs Bunny, Daffy, you name it, they're all Mel Blanc.
Yep.
So he's definitely like the Jack Kirby.
Yeah, like Rabbit season, Duck season. Like that's like
Oh, dude.
yeah.
I mean, he's got two characters arguing with each other in different voices.
And they're not cut like separately. They're just like he's probably like there's a mic here, a mic here.
Yeah.
Rabbit season, Duck season, Rabbit season, Duck. Yeah.
The same mic, but he's just like he's able to switch between characters so tight.
Yeah.
But when you think of just like dramatic, like it's such an absurd thing. It's a guy dressed as a bat punching people in the face. But Kevin Conroy just makes it seem like he's the coolest dude on earth.
Yeah, because I was watching watching Mask of the Phantasm, and then when you're watching it, when you're seeing the later episodes as he goes, like in Mask of the Phantasm, you can tell like he's like his Bruce Wayne is younger, but as you go throughout the episodes, it's like he grows with the character.
Like, the more it goes on.
Yeah, his voice just grows, and it's
Right.
like it's more somber. It's more like you could tell he's feels like like Batman is going through like some tough times. He's older now. He's more polished. He's more he grew with that character.
Right.
And that character and him are synonymous. Yeah.
And when you listen to his voice, the difference in his voice in Batman Beyond,
Different. Yeah, completely.
it's completely different. I'm very excited to see Michael Keaton's Batman Beyond. Because it seems like, have you seen the newest trailer?
No.
The newest trailer, it's got a shot
Flash?
for Flash.
Yeah.
It's got a shot of Michael Keaton from the back, like turning on the lights in the cave, and he's got long hair. Like he's got like crazy long old
I didn't
man
know that.
hair,
Yep.
and he's not dressed like Bruce Wayne at all. So there's gonna be elements to it. There's just like a little moment where it looks like he's like punching a hole through the back computer. He's like mad. He's doing this like mad old man Batman smash, and it looks It looks so Batman Beyond. It's just I can't fucking wait for this movie.
Do you think Batman Beyond is going to happen?
I think that's why they canceled the Batgirl movie. That's my own conspiracy theory. I think the Batgirl movie goes because that was basically his version of Batman Beyond, but with Batgirl, and people don't want that. They want Terry.
No, nobody wants Batgirl. That was a movie no one wanted. Yeah, and that's not. I'm not saying that. I don't know how good it was going to be, but like, no idea. No one asked for it.
Nobody really begged for it. Batgirl's a great character, and I have no problem with her being like a different looking Batgirl. Like she was kind of like black in this instead of being like a, like the Barbara Gordon. That's nothing. None of that is part of the problem. I'm completely fine with your minority casting on all these movies.
Yeah,
but nobody wanted a shitty version of that.
No,
and those directors, they're not great. That the two
I don't know
guys
like, you like a person who's going to be having like who's going to be making a Batman Beyond. I want to see like a great director like, you know what, I want to make a Batman Beyond movie. So you're excited because this movie's coming out and this person's making it, right. And this is the studio behind it. That's what I want to see.
You know what I want? I want a Batman Beyond movie directed by Catherine Bigelow with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, and
get I don't know, give me whoever you want as Terry. Get whoever you want.
Who do you want?
Not John Cho. I don't want it to be that diverse. I like get me somebody who could pull it off. Give me a no name.
I wouldn't mind John Cho.
John Cho as Terry? Terry McGinnis?
Yeah, I don't care.
John Cho is 48 years old. Yeah, you want him playing young Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis?
If I shaved, I think I could pull that role off.
Yeah, dream on, pal. Both of us are way older than we think we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old as dirt. We don't feel it.
No. Fucking dirt.
Fucking dirt. We're old as fucking dirt. Yeah. It doesn't feel that way. But I mean, it's there.
I guess looks-wise, who could play him? Looks-wise. No, who could play him looks-wise?
That Dune kid's not bad. The little Chalamet there.
I was going to say the same thing.
The old Timmy.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Timmy's pretty good.
Yeah, he has the looks for it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind him. He's good.
He was great in Dune.
I don't think he's bad in anything he does. I think he's in things that are not great.
Yeah.
Like the Army Hammer thing that he did there.
Everything besides Dune, yeah, I don't like.
Everything?
No, I shouldn't say that. I haven't seen him in anything but Dune.
That's what I was gonna say because I've only seen him in Dune.
Yeah.
I know John Mulaney.
What an ignorant statement.
What an ignorant. You ignorant twat.
Yeah. Who else could play him? I don't know. Just put a dark wig on some young guy.
A dark wig on some young guy.
Whatever.
Think about the Batman thing. I had this whole. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll save it. Maybe I'll say that for a little bit.
Okay, moving on to something else besides Batman.
Besides Batman. We kind of go nuts on the Batman thing.
Yeah.
The Steam Deck. So I've started using the emulators and playing older games on it instead of trying to play like AAA games. And I now understand why the Steam Deck exists. It's for that shit right there.
Yep.
I'm having so much fun going to my back catalog and playing like Prince of Persia. I just grabbed Dead Island. Dead Island's great. Guacamelee is great still. I'm still having a great time like playing through that.
Are you playing Shadow Warrior?
Shadow Warrior is on it and fun as hell.
Oh yeah.
The remaster is great. Like there's older games in that don't burn any of your battery power out. They don't even make the machine hot. Like if you want to play Horizon or Cyberpunk or whatever it is, like newer AAA games, that thing gets a little bit warm.
Oh,
it gets a little toasty.
Yeah, it was. Oh, by the way, I killed Atom Smasher.
Oh my goodness! Finally you did it.
Yeah, finally killed him.
Is it the first time?
No, just play through it again.
The new playthrough.
Yeah, and I killed him and I fucking destroyed him.
So you've gotten to the point now where you're able to build a character up.
Yeah, and half of it was like I hacked into him. And I just kept doing that and that. And I just maintained my distance. And the last one, I was like, should I save his life? Should I not? And no, I'm like, I just broke that guy.
I gotta be 100% honest. I'm having a hard time getting into Cyberpunk just because of like the hacking.
The hacking?
The whole the hacking, the like the certain like time-based elements of the game, like they're not quick time. They're just like you've got to do certain things at a certain speed. Like there's something about it I'm just having a hard time getting into, and the hacking kind of seems to be the biggest problem with me. I'm having a real hard time, especially with the hacking. I don't know. I think I thought it was gonna be a little bit more adventurous. I thought it was gonna be more RPG or. Yeah, I know.
You can be whoever you want to be in that game.
I know you can be whoever you want to be, but I want to try to be like.
I've been telling you that from day one. Be who you want to be.
Be who you want to be,
regardless of gaming or anything.
Well, it's great advice. It's great advice in your life. Be who you want to be.
Yeah,
which is gonna lead into.
And then look, and all this advice I gave you, and what do you shit in my face about Cyberpunk?
About Cyberpunk, I just took a hot steaming Cleveland steamer all over your face.
Yeah, it's like when
Terrible.
it's like
Terrible thought.
what Ralph Macchio did to Jordan Peterson, to Jordan on Conan O'Brien.
I didn't see that. Schlansky?
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
yeah, because
It would be great if he did it to
yeah, because
Jordan
like
Peterson.
all my Japanese knowledge came from watching Karate Kid Part 2 because all those scenes in Okinawa.
Yeah.
And then
None of it was
yeah,
Okinawa.
and then Conan calls Ralph Macchio in front of him. He does a FaceTime with him. He says, "Yeah, all those scenes were actually filmed in Hawaii."
Yeah. No, that's in Japan. They can get the budget to shoot in
Yeah,
Japan.
so now you know how I feel.
And you know what? Good that you feel that way. Because a little disappointment it should be in your heart. every time you
Yeah,
feel it,
I need some I need some disappointment.
you need a little
My
bit of
life's-
humility.
My life is too happy.
Your life is too happy. You need some humility coming your way. Cyberpunk fucking sucks, homie.
It sucks, man.
No, I really like it, and I'm trying very hard to get into it. I think what I'm gonna end up doing.
It is a hard game to get into.
It's a tough game.
I can't
yeah.
deny that. Yeah,
It's like a
It was hard for
slow
me.
burn.
Yeah, when it came to me, I was like, you know what? Let me just try to get into it. And then I was like, you know what? The menus are too small. It's
Oh my
I couldn't
God,
see
yeah.
anything. Then finally, I was like, you know what? Okay, let me just see let me read the backstory. Let me see what the actual game is about, rather than just going to the dive.
I kind of feel like once you got all that material, the books and the all the game guides,
You're just like
you got deep into it.
Yeah,
after that.
then you're just like it's like a running. Your day's not complete until you play like at least like 20 minutes or half an hour. Yeah,
If you don't do a 10K today,
yeah.
then you've wasted your day.
Yeah. So yeah, I just love the backstory of it. Like the whole. Now I know like okay, this guy. I'm gonna go check out Westbrook. I'm gonna go check out these different do these side missions and stuff like that, right? So it's like once you get into that kind of like spirit of the game,
Right.
then you're like, you know what? Okay, I want to. This is why I can't wait to take this person down. Can't wait to like okay, as soon as I get killed, as soon as Arasaka takes me out, I get to like hook up with Johnny, and then like Keanu Reeves comes to the game, and then the game changes completely.
Good old Johnny Ace,
Yeah.
Rockstar Johnny,
Yeah.
finds you in a dumpster.
Yeah. I got that poster of Johnny with the Johnny Silverhand, that poster. Yeah, so I'm gonna get that thing framed.
Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's so much of a slow burn, and it's a very deep story right away.
Yeah. And
That's keeping me
and I don't play those kind of games. Like I tried playing Elden Ring. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, the game is beautiful. It's
a
great.
gorgeous game.
And playing multiplayer with your friends, it's great, but you have to play hours on end to be good at that game. And I am just it's just like you're just sitting there, you're like, and it's one of those Souls games where it's like it's frustrating.
It's a very, and it was that's my problem with Elden Ring and all the Souls games. They're not games; they're puzzles.
They're puzzles.
They're all like
How to dodge left and right, and then like you're just stuck in this, and it just feels like there's very little reward for what you do.
right.
As where Cyberpunk is like, once you get past an enemy or just you hack someone down, you get rewards, you get side jobs, you get all this stuff here. Just my type of game.
Right.
That's all it is.
The RPG open world, like do what you want to do,
Yeah,
grind where you want to grind.
yeah. Not like I don't want to like grab the mystical hammer of Sheldar, whatever.
The Hammer of Nodar.
Yeah,
This is the mystical Hammer of Nodar. Smash the villains' templates.
yeah.
Mystical Hammer of Nodar.
Yeah, must get the
I can't.
the amulet of Zeldar.
I can't do Elden Ring just because of the puzzles and because of that shit right there.
Uh,
I like Zelda. Just
Goddamn
fine.
Conan O'Brien. Sorry about
No, it's good, man. Like Zelda's just fine because it's not as nerdy as that. It's not like deep nerd shit.
Zelda will always have a special place in our hearts.
A special place,
yeah.
right? But the Souls games, they get way like they're
They-
obsessed with the nerd shit,
Yeah.
and they're just puzzles, and that's for me just not. It's not fun.
It's just like you have to scrounge out everywhere. Where it's like whereas Zelda, it's like the game helps you.
Yeah, the game kind of gives you a guide of how to beat the game.
Yeah, and it's not like and there's it's Zelda. You're like it's lore.
I'm pretty excited for that Tears of the Kingdom.
Here's the kingdom.
Looks pretty great.
You getting that?
Yeah, I'll pick it up. I had the conversation with the 7-year-old the other day. He's having a hard time getting through Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, because there's just so much to do.
Yeah.
All he wants to do is pick apples. So I brought him to the Rito village, and he beats the Rito, the machine up there. I can't remember, Van Ruda, whatever the fuck it was. And he got the jump power, and now he finally wants to get all the other powers to beat the game. So then I had to give him some incentive. Like, well, if you actually get the other powers and you beat the game, I'll get the other one, the new one coming out, because you're on YouTube watching that shit all the time. He's like, well, then just go buy it. I'm like, no, finish the game.
Finish the game first.
And now he's like grinding. Now
that's
he's getting into it.
that's like finish your dinner first.
Yeah, finish your dinner before you get dessert.
Yeah.
So now he's actually grinding, and it's fun to watch like a little kid get better at something like that. Like he's getting to the point now where he can jump up and shield slide, and he can hit things like off the horse, like he can do the smash off the horse and all that kind of crap. Like he's learning how to play the game properly, and it's fun to watch a little kid do that.
I wish I had that. I wish I had feelings.
You should have kids. You should go find yourself a chummy little mate and
Have kids?
yeah. So go do the opposite of what I advocate for. I'm always like, don't have kids, don't get married. In this case, I'm like, have children. Get married and have children.
I'm such a phenomenal uncle.
Yeah, then that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I love being the fun uncle.
Yeah, so yeah, I love being the fun uncle. It's the best because they're you don't treat the kids as kids. I treat them as like adults.
They appreciate that.
They appreciate that.
The kids
They're
love that shit.
Yeah, they're like, I'm like, kid, what do you want to do? If you want to play video games, yeah, we can definitely play video games.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? But I don't talk to them like, okay, birthday, you have to do this. I'm like,
None of
no,
that.
no, get I'm like this is why you died.
Right.
Yeah, like, get your shit together.
I treat them like adults as well.
Yeah.
I pick them up over my head and spin them around.
Yeah.
Like I do to all adults I meet.
Yeah,
I put them over my shoulder, John Cena style, and go in circles.
Yeah.
AA them onto the couch.
I'm proud of my nieces. They're all they're in med school or in law.
That's deep.
Fuck man, I did that shit.
Yeah, I did that. My influence.
Yeah.
My influence.
Yeah.
My power.
Right?
That's what I came
Didn't I?
Didn't I? I need validation. Affirmation, please. That was my influence, right? Your parents are idiots, aren't they? Yeah, man. I think to myself sometimes, like, I don't want to get married because I just don't want to. Like, I feel like I've got a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you were a little kid and you thought to yourself, like, when I'm an adult, this one, I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm gonna go to 7-Eleven at 3 a.m. and get a burrito if I want to.
Yeah.
I can do that. I'm not going to because I'm not a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like when you look at all your married friends, like they all have a reason they can't do something. They're all like, well, I gotta do this, I got that. Like I have a job. I got a daytime job. I got a nighttime job. I've got a side hustle. And I also have the freedom to do whatever the hell I want whenever I want to do it. And that's something I don't see in my married friends or my friends who are in like bad relationships, which is worse because that's like an example of why I shouldn't get married.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to.
That's fine.
I think it's fine. I'm not saying it's
That's
wrong.
fine. Yeah,
right?
but you teach their own. Like the
Teach their own.
yeah, because I enjoy being single, but if the right girl comes along and then everything works out, yeah, I would definitely
Got to be a pretty right girl.
yeah, but she's got to be right because if it's wrong, then it's wrong for both of us. So
Yeah, man, that's another thing too, right? I mean, it's in this day and age, like finding the right person is so much harder than it used to be.
it's so hard. Yeah,
It's so tough.
it's so hard. And the same thing too is like you have to like you're not going to find the right person. Who's going to agree with it? Like you're not going to find like everything that's 100% what you want, right?
Right.
So there's going to be some caveats, and you have to be like, you know what,
which is fine.
which is fine. So like, yeah, you have to be willing to like accept. I think in every relationship, you have to accept that this person is not going to be 100%. There's not everything's going to be equal.
Right.
You're going to have to give up some stuff. They're going to have to give up some stuff, but they know that from the other side too.
It's a give and take.
It's a give and take.
And that is the one thing that you hear all the time as well.
Yeah,
It's
and so
a give and take.
yeah, so that people should not be going to marriage and be like, you know what, no, she has like, no, you know what, man, don't be asking for all these things.
Right.
Be realistic.
No, you should be realistic.
Yeah.
More often than not, the problem is the person who you're going to get into the relationship with, especially the later you get. Like, I mean, being in our mid 40s now.
Yeah.
Finding somebody else who is also not set in like I'm pretty set in my ways, but I am also willing to like conform to the relationship.
Yeah, compromise
the
goes
compromise,
a long way.
right?
Yeah.
You need to be like be like water, the Bruce Lee thing.
Yeah.
Don't be like a stone. Be like water. When just try to fit in. If it doesn't work out, just get out.
Yeah.
Get out before you get in too deep. But the problem is finding somebody else who is willing to also be like water. Because if I'm willing to be like water, but you aren't, you're always the cup. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, sometimes you got to be the water, and I'm going to be the cup.
Yeah, exactly. I think, because I think I would be very upfront. I'm like, this is what irritates me about you.
Yes.
And be like, and I want you to write down what irritates. I like that episode of like
Write it down.
of Cosby Show, and just make sure we write for 10 seconds. That's it. So Claire doesn't keep writing, and then Cliff starts writing like. When he starts writing, he keeps writing. He goes, "You're just writing because of spite." He goes, "No, I just remember a couple more things." He goes, "Let me see that list." I hated when Claire did this. And Cliff, these aren't even full sentences. Well, you know what you did. Fill in the rest.
Fill in the rest. Man, that for me was as a kid growing up was not a bad example of a family. Like it was obviously a very successful, like good family. But like we didn't come from that stuff. So for me, seeing that, I'm like, that's unattainable. Like that's not possible. Like three kids and they're all going to college. They're all super smart, and the kid who's dyslexic is actually getting like treated properly.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff when you watch that growing up, like that's never gonna be us.
Yeah. I know. I remember he says one time to the crowd, he said, he goes, a lot of you are saying right to yourselves right now because this is happening in my house and I'm not getting paid for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it though? Like, was the Cosby Show a really good example of middle America, or like, middle upper class?
I don't think so. I just think situations in that show were kind of like people could relate to, like, when your son's not doing this, or your daughter's doing this, or first time she wears makeup, or like when Theo's getting bad grades, what do you do? And or when How to Treat Rudy, she's the youngest of the clan, and she has to like, you have to like whatever, like slap her in the, whatever what they have to do, but like
Slap her in the head.
Yeah, but
I don't think they ever physically abused
or Denise
Rudy.
who didn't want to go back to school, or Sandra who didn't want to go back to med school, and or go to law school. Sorry, and then Alvin, they went to like that fucking whatever, that wilderness store, whatever the hell it's called, and then they had to go back and stuff. Yeah, it's just that's, to some degree, that happens in every family.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is, like, all of it doesn't happen to every family.
No, not all of it.
But then again, you wouldn't have a TV show of it if it was like that.
No,
You
like,
kind of have to have all.
Yeah,
the
I'm amazed at that. All the stuff happened to that one family at one time.
Right.
You kill yourself.
all the while playing pinochle in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Challenge.
Challenge. I was just never a Cosby guy. I couldn't get into it.
Okay, would you rather watch Cosby, or would you rather watch Dynasty, Colby's, or Dallas?
Oh my God, Dallas.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to give the Colbys any of my time. It's a lousy one-season spinoff.
Yeah.
And Dynasty was good. Dynasty wasn't great. Dynasty was good, but the problem with Dynasty is they were all way too rich.
Alexis was... liked her.
Was that your
Yeah.
your old...
Yeah. She was
Your
awesome.
Van Damme,
Yeah,
she's fine.
she just you know how to use people.
She did know how to use people.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like the queen of using
Yeah,
people.
but Jock Ewing, oh, man.
That's what I'm getting at. I felt like even though the guys from Dallas, or the families in Dallas were like rich, they were wealthy, like business owners.
Yeah.
They're still like salt of the earth,
Salt of
broke
the
ass.
earth,
Like,
yeah.
they all came from somewhere they were broke.
Yeah.
Like when JR was growing up, they didn't have money.
No.
They had land and oil that was showing up.
Yeah.
But they were like, they didn't know they were rich.
They had no idea. Yeah.
Once JR found out he was rich,
Yeah,
game on.
Okay, how about this? What would you rather watch? What would you rather watch? Dallas reruns or MASH reruns?
Oh God, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Hey, you know it's been 40 years for MASH, right?
Yeah. Well, I know my answer in a second.
Oh, I think I would probably do MASH.
I would do MASH in a second.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather laugh than be serious.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's gonna be MASH.
I still watch MASH episodes every night. Because
Every night.
every
huh?
night, like Hawkeye Pierce is my hero.
Hawkeye- that's a good
You think the weird thing is I never told you this.
I don't think you've ever mentioned to me the Hawkeye.
Yeah,
Pierce
he's
is
my
a hero.
favorite. He's my favorite television character of all time.
Okay, so Hawkeye Pierce has got something that a lot of like male leads didn't have. He was as smart as he pretended to be.
Yeah.
He cared as much as he pretended to care.
Yes.
Everybody else liked him because he had charisma.
Yeah.
He, the
Witty as
ladies
hell.
liked him because he was witty. He was
Witty
nice.
as hell. Yeah.
He took care of his guys, his team. Ted Danson in Cheers. Sam Malone does not do that.
No.
Sam Malone is dumb as a stick.
No.
Thinks he's smarter than everybody else. He's a moron. Is not nearly as good looking as he thinks he is. The ladies are only after him because of his car and his money
And who he was.
and who he was, not who he is, right? So like when you look at lots of other characters that are like that, like even we talked about Michael J. Fox last time about Family Ties. Not nearly the nice guy at all. He's a Republican dick.
Yep.
Like everything about him. Whereas Hawkeye is as advertised. So I can see why you look that way.
He's just. I just love. I can't believe we never talked about this. Like
We haven't.
I love Hawkeye. He is the quintessential leading man for a show.
He is the alpha.
He's the alpha.
Yeah, and a true alpha.
Yeah.
He's not walking around with his chest out picking fights. He's taking care of his tribe.
Yeah.
His pack.
Even like when I was watching when I was a kid, when I went to school, I would act like him. Just to be confident. And just walk around, just have one liners for everything.
I can see that. Some zingers.
Some zingers, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like my cousin, we do our group chat. We'll talk about MASH, and then one of my cousins is like, yeah, he goes, they're like, Raj is, he's like, yeah, you're Hawkeye Pierce.
You're a MASH guy.
Yeah,
You're a
MASH.
Hawkeye
He
Pierce
goes,
guy.
you are Hawkeye Pierce. We've known that since day one.
God,
Like,
it is a
yeah,
great show though.
yeah.
I mean, MASH has got so many like classic episodes.
Oh yeah.
Number one, but just every character. But here's the thing I like about MASH a lot. It doesn't have to be a Hawkeye episode.
No,
It doesn't have to be like a main character episode. It's such a great cast.
it's an amazing.
It's an amazing cast. And that's just like these days,
It's the Simpsons of its day.
it's the Simpsons of its day. It's like you can have a Bart episode and it's great. A Lisa episode is great. A Homer episode is great. What's it called? A Winchester episode is gonna be great. A BJ episode is gonna be great.
Yeah.
A Radar. Well, Radar didn't really have a whole lot of stories.
He kind of did, but like but you could have one about Hot
Klinger?
Lips.
Hot Lips. She had great
Burns,
stuff.
like
Burns.
yeah,
I mean, the two of them together
was great.
Burns getting all bent out of shape because of Hot Lips' new hubby there, a husband. I mean, all that was so good, and those had very little to do with the rest of the cast.
Oh yeah, I remember one time I was in school and some guy says I can't remember, like some guy said something to me in class, and then I said to him like I remember quoting this. This was pretty bad, but I quoted it, and I said he said something to me, and I said, "The instrument has not been developed to measure my indifference to your comment."
What a great line. The instrument has not been developed to measure my indifference to your competence.
Yeah.
To your what?
To your comment.
To your comment. That's pretty good. That's all right. That's a deep burn.
Yeah.
God, what great writing too.
That was straight from MASH.
Man, excellent writing. I mean that's why I think like I despise poorly written shows. Like again, when you put up Family Ties against MASH and Cheers.
Yeah.
They're at the same time. Family Ties just sucks. When you put up Spider-Man in the 90s up against Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Spider-Man sucks because he had two other shows doing the same thing that were so much better.
So much better.
Like, I can't stand incompetence measured against greatness when you all had the same tools.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are you so bad at what you do when you have the same tools?
Yeah.
And you have the same amount of money and you have the same amount of resources. But for some reason,
And you have great characters to work with.
great characters to work with. But one looks like shitty videotape and the other one looks like a film.
Yeah.
And it probably costs less to make MASH than to make an episode of Family Ties.
Yes, that's true.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one. Like by the end of that show.
Actually, I don't know.
By the end of that show, even I think Sydney was getting paid up.
Sydney was getting paid. Yeah, Sydney was being paid big time.
When he had to analyze why Hawkeye was so fucked up in the last episode, he's probably getting a pretty good penny
Yeah, that was pretty devastating. But
for a last episode.
very last episode, yeah, that was.
The last episode of MASH, as a kid watching it, like I don't think I was able to like parse it in my head, like how deep that was. And then because like you just knew they were leaving. They all stand around and do the like.
Oh yeah, I
fires.
was because I was different. I was when that last episode, I bawled my eyes out.
Really?
Yeah, I went crazy.
I didn't so much bawl my eyes out.
I went
at
crazy.
all.
Yeah,
I knew it was an ending. Like I knew it was gonna be like it was gonna be over. And that was as a kid was tough because it was something you watch with your father. Like me and my dad watched MASH a lot. For me, the last episode where I got emotional, and I think the only final episode was Cheers. The last, because we were probably about like 14, 15 years old by then.
Yeah.
So it was like we were old enough to have grown up with this thing in our life. And when Sam like tells the dude coming down the stairs like, "Hey, we're closed," and he like straightens out the picture of Geronimo and leaves. I remember as a young TV viewer knowing that this is it, it's over, we're not gonna watch it again. I was like emotional about that.
Oh, okay.
That was about the only one.
Yeah.
Not so much for MASH. I knew it was ending, and that was it.
I felt I just that whole episode, like the episode, and knowing that was the end one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hit me pretty hard. I was bawling my eyes out.
Yeah, well, I wasn't quite there. I can see why though. Like when you're that influenced by it.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, what did it do to like my favorite character? Like, and I'm like, is it easy to how much it all ended with this, and just seeing what the war did when they're leaving, for what the impact had on each individual character. For example, look at Klinger. He wanted to leave so bad, right? But he ended up staying.
He ended up staying, getting married.
Yeah, and look at Father Mulcahy, right?
Yep.
What was his whole thing? His whole thing was about listening to other people's problems, right? What happened to him? He went deaf.
Yeah, he goes deaf.
And then what about Winchester? He tried to teach those people about music and stuff like that, and then the next thing you know, they were killed.
They were all taken out. Like the entire thing was
taken
out.
And then they said, it goes, music was he even said music was my escape from this place. Now, every time I listen to music, it's only a reminder.
And it's wild for him.
Everyone was scarred.
Every time Winchester had like a major turning point in as a character where he became more relatable or likable, was because he was giving somebody music.
Yeah.
Like he's always giving somebody the gift of music.
Yeah. And that one time he talked to that one, he wanted to know what the experience of death was like. And he was talking to that one person. He was on the he was operating on him. He's like, I need to know, what do you see? What do you see? And he was crying, and he and the guy died. He's like, I have to know. Then he's like, and then when he passed away, he's just like,
I gotta say, for me, MASH was more impactful in reruns than it was in the first run, for sure. Definitely. I mean, I think I was maybe just still too young or didn't care enough. But definitely in reruns, way more impactful.
Yeah,
than it was in the first run.
Oh yeah, like when I watch them now, I can enjoy them more because I'm just like, I guess go back. I'm like, oh my god, like this show's brilliant. But
here's one. like not to leave it in the past, but like it was brilliant. It was a great show, and you enjoyed it because well written, well shot, well directed, well made, all that, right? What was the last good sitcom?
Good sitcom?
Really though, because like as far as I'm concerned, anybody who tells me they love How I Met Your Mother is a moron.
No, that's garbage.
You're a moron. If you like How I Met Your Mother, you're a dullard.
Yeah.
And you need to go get your head checked.
The last good sitcom.
The last good sitcom. It's a tough call, right? Because it can't be Seinfeld. Friends wasn't great. Is it King of Queens? King of Queens was pretty pretty.
I never like the ones that the last one I watched. Seinfeld.
That's the last one that you really and still watch.
Yeah.
Like when I'm drawing, I still put Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld's my last one.
It's the last good sitcom. I think maybe it is the last one. Like King of Queens is really good. Like it's actually like funny.
Yeah, the last one I watched
is
Seinfeld.
It's Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But the only reason I think King of Queens is good is because it carried it carried a Seinfeld torch. Because you had Jerry Stiller in that.
Yeah.
Who was just doing ridiculous Jerry Stiller shit while people are trying to figure him out.
Yeah.
He's basically Frank Costanza carried over.
Yeah.
And that's it. I can't think of one more. Like, I mean, Everybody Loves Raymond was okay for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I mean, the last one great. Well, like Seinfeld was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was the last great sitcom. It's probably Seinfeld. And I can't think of one, like an actual like laugh track, audience,
Live audience?
multicam setup.
No. I think Seinfeld, for me, Seinfeld was the last one. Last great.
Last great.
Yeah.
There were a few comedies, like Arrested Development was good. The Office was okay.
Yeah, those are, those like Office and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those are like,
They're not sitcoms.
they're not sitcoms, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's
Yeah.
a tough call because I mean, even now
Like
they're
Community
making
and stuff like that, and like Parks and Rec and Office and stuff. Those are all, they're all in their little group, but sitcom
right.
Is situational comedy where it's like they film in front of a live audience.
Right.
Like that. That's different.
It has to be that I need somebody to tell me before it's on that Cheers was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I need to hear that.
Yeah.
And from again, MASH, not a traditional sitcom.
No.
They added a laugh track into it, but still really good.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? It was a sitcom.
Yeah.
It was presented like a sitcom.
Yeah, and I think the thing I like about MASH is that it didn't dumb down the humor. It's like you have to listen carefully, but what? Oh, you know what? That was a good line.
Right.
Yeah. I like. Yeah.
Tons of zingers.
Yeah.
Especially when like two characters who are who are good friends and well liked are at odds with each other.
Yeah.
Like when BJ and MASH would get into arguments, or when Trapper and MASH, when BJ and Hawkeye would get into arguments, or when like Trapper and Hawkeye would get into arguments.
Yeah.
And like be really mad at each other.
Yeah.
Then everybody else can be like, what the hell's going on? Like, why are you two so mad at each other? And it had nothing to do with them. It's something else.
Yeah.
Something else is up their ass. But
Yeah.
the only way they could get it out was to be mad. Like the brother has to be mad at the other brother.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I agree.
Tough, man. It's tough. I mean, I think we're in the decline of really good comedic television. I don't think we're seeing a lot of really good comedy out there anymore. There's
No.
a few, but it's hit and miss.
Yeah, it's hit and miss.
The golden age of where every day, like, I mean, Thursday nights on NBC, where it was just like 4 good sitcoms.
Oh yeah,
Bam, bam, bam,
those
bam.
days are gone.
They're gone, man.
Yeah.
We're not going to get those anymore.
Yeah.
TV is dead.
Yeah. TV is dead. Yeah.
TV, I mean, like, I'm getting ads for this Paramount Plus bullshit. I'm not going to ever get that.
No.
I know Frasier's going to be on it. I'll find some other way to watch it. Oh, Frasier. Maybe Frasier's the last good sitcom.
Frasier's a good one.
Frasier's
Yeah.
a really good one. There you go.
Yep.
But that's about it. I can't believe we almost forgot about Frasier Crane.
Yeah. And you can still watch that on Amazon.
Yeah, I get it for free on that Pluto.
Well.
That Pluto TV's it's running 24 hours a day.
Well, it is.
Not
it is
a
available.
sponsor yet. You Pluto freaks, give me some money. I talk about you guys a lot. I want some free cheddar from Pluto.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything else?
Hugh Jackman's getting jacked.
For what?
Deadpool 3.
Oh, he's coming back.
He's eating like 5 meals a day. He's all
Oh
doing
my God.
push-ups and getting jacked again. Gene Hackman was spotted out in the wild in '93. That was kind of funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, looking
Oh, okay.
good. Gene Hackman, a little lean, but driving his own truck and looking pretty good. 93 years old.
Good for Gene Hackman.
For Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
How was your week? What was your week like this week?
All good. Just this morning.
What was your day
Just
today?
bunch of testing, bunch of driving. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a shit show of a day.
Shit show.
Glad it's over.
Well, that's good. I mean, one
And
thing
then, yeah, and then my package came, which I'm really happy about.
we're gonna tear that thing open later on.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw that up on the old YouTubes.
Yeah.
So
was
this
your day?
was my day was how it always is. I work in the day, then I work in the afternoon, and now I'm doing this, and then I'll probably cut this, which is also work, and then hopefully maybe sooner or later this starts paying off.
Yep.
I mean we're getting there. We're getting way more views than I thought we were getting on a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Our listens are up. Our subscribers are up for the audio stuff, which is great. And then by this time, maybe a month and a half, well, like I said, the transition is already in full swing. But I'm uploading all of our stuff onto our Spotify only channel now.
Yeah.
So, which is taking a lot longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be a cakewalk. It is not when you're doing it alone. It's best to be rich and hire somebody. But we're poor.
Yeah. Wish
Do it ourselves.
wish I could help.
Oh yeah, maybe you can.
Well, let me know.
I will let you know for sure. So if that's an offer, I'll offload all my side work on you. just dump it. Just dump it right like a file cabinet just tipped over your
Yeah,
doorway.
exactly. Just give it to me. I'll take care of it.
Trash it all.
Yeah.
That's kind of I think that's kind of it.
Well, I have nothing to add.
I don't think I have anything of value to add.
I have nothing of value to add.
I
Yeah.
don't think of value to add. We usually end at this mark anyway. I would imagine all that music has been playing for a while.
Peace out.